Hello, welcome to episode 3 of Survivor Pandora season 6. Woo! For whoever is watching this in the future, welcome. We're buckling up for a crazy episode tonight. I'm so excited. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 players ready to play hard tonight, and honestly it feels like it's all about this first vote that's going to happen tonight. It's all about the first vote, and then who knows what happens next, right?
I think it is. And that was what was interesting, as some people were recording confessionals over this past week. They were saying no one's talking about what happens after this first vote, right? Who knows? It seems like there's a lot of alliances and a lot of mixing of alliances, and this first vote could dictate everything, or it could just throw everyone into a tailspin because they don't really have a plan after this first vote. So it'll be really interesting to see how it all plays out.
I know, right? So let me pull up the cast, I guess, and we could talk about what we predict happening tonight.
Sure, yeah. While you do that, why don't I give a quick recap on kind of where we're at? So. Yes. Last episode ended with a merge, as well as the surprise that the players that have been voted out up to that point were all staying on Pandora's Island with an opportunity to get back into the game. So Ed, Bill, Stella, Tom, Casey, John, and Susan all competed at the end of last episode to fight to get back into the game. And Susan came out victorious. I think prior to that, Susan was already seen as a little bit of a player and a comp beast and a threat. So I think that only ups her threat level. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like Susan's name might be out there, but I think she's somewhat integrated herself back into the mix. And so it'll be really interesting to see how long she can last. She was the first person or the last person voted out before coming back in. Mm-hmm. So she didn't miss that much game. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how tonight goes, because at the end of tonight's episode, we will also have a returner, the final returner coming from Pandora's Island. So just imagine someone like Ed or Tom, who were voted out early in episode 1, coming back tonight into the game. And they're already discussing it in their chat about how wouldn't it be hilarious if a Chris Underwood scenario happened in this game, right? Which is totally possible. Now, I think the one trick is that you don't have that fire making challenge in Pandora, right? So that's really what I think sold people on Chris Underwood, was he took the shot of going for fire against Rick Devens, and that being his big move to get out the biggest threat. And that was really the core of his pitch to win. I think these players will have a challenge. They will have the week between this episode and next to try to build their case, build their resume, figure out how to integrate. But I think it'll be a real tough one. So there have been a few opportunities on Pandora's Island to affect the game. So that can be a part of their resume toolkit, which we can touch on a little bit as we review kind of where things stand from kind of an advantages and a twist standpoint. But it'll be really, really interesting. I would love to see a wild card go into the game that has been out for a while. I think it would just really be an interesting dynamic. And it's one of those things where you can't blame the theme of the season, right? So if they come back and they figure out a way to get to the end, there's definitely a story to be told there, that they stayed in it even though they got voted out. They hung around, they fought their way back in, and they somehow made it to the end. I think it's an interesting story. Another thing is there's still people that haven't been to tribal council yet since being in this game.
Right.
So, I think there's two sides to that coin too, right? They haven't had to prove alliances and prove trust. And I think it might be hard if one of them gets to the end and be like, I didn't have to vote anybody out in the first half. So let's just say someone like a Kristen or who else, like a Rachel get to the end along someone like Matt P, right? So Rachel hadn't been to any tribal councils until the merge. Mm-hmm. Matt P has been to every tribal council but one. So if Matt P gets to the end, he will have gone to every tribal council except for one. He's almost Denise, right? And somehow managed to survive his way through. So it'd be really interesting to see how people build that into their cases. Because there are some people that they haven't had to prove that loyalty or to vote people out. So it's interesting.
And so bringing up Matt P is, I was listening to his confessionals earlier, and he was talking about how he has his hands in all the cookie jars. Like he is working with everybody. So then bringing up the Pandora's Island returnee, are people going to be pissed at Matt at the end? Because he's going to have to vote people out. Like he can't keep everybody happy. I mean, he is that likable of a guy that they could, that he might win them back over at the end. But are they going to be pissed enough that they'll vote for the Pandora's Island person? Right. Speaking of tonight, I have my merge buff on because happy merge, everybody. Merge, Yep. But there's merge, not jury, correct?
Merge, not jury. So jury will kick in tonight. I think it's after the next immunity challenge. So we have 12 right now. We're going to go down to 9 before jury will hit. So 2 people go in this first round, which is probably the biggest topic of conversation for tonight, right? So they had their first individual immunity challenge. Kayla wins that, which I think before that, Kayla was potentially even going to be a medevac. Like she has been very sick due to pregnancy. So.
Due to the child,
So certainly understandable. So she wasn't even sure she was going to be able to compete.
And then she was challenged beast last week. It was amazing. She was like, "Hey guys, I'm feeling sick. I've just been out of it," and she just dominates the challenges.
Yeah. So that's fun. So Kayla wins first immunity, and they find out that the 2 people will be going home at the first tribal council. They have this whole week to determine it. It's whoever has the top 2 amounts of votes. So if there's 12 people voting, if 11 of them vote for one person and one person votes for the other, both of those people go home. So it doesn't matter how many votes, it's just whoever has the top 2 amount of votes. And for last season, this was the most chaotic week. This was the week where just everything was thrown up in the air. And I feel like it might be something similar.
From what I've heard, it sounds like it's been a chaotic week. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen. We can maybe, I guess, talk about what we are seeing with this first vote. Before we talk about the vote, do you want to talk about what advantages are out there right now?
Yeah, sure. So Rachel still has her individual immunity idol, which she got from the episode 2 tree mail. So before episode 2, and that's good through the final 6. So should she last, she'll have that through into the next episode. Kayla also got a hidden immunity idol that is good through the final 6. She
was
got,
that from?
So in addition to winning individual immunity, she also won a reward, which was to go to Pandora's Island and open one of Pandora's boxes. And within that, she found a hidden immunity idol. Out of 15 options, the one immunity idol was the one she picked. So
wow.
So good on her.
MVP last week. I gotta say it.
So those were the only 2 idols in the game. So Kayla also got to send 2 other people as part of her reward to Pandora's Island. So Matt went. She chose Matt, which, based on confessionals, Matt and Kayla were an alliance that I had no idea was coming, which is really interesting. And I think it shows that Matt is really, looking at all angles here of how he can infiltrate himself in the group. And she also sent Ty. So Matt gets a 50-50 advantage. So at any tribal council, he can say, I want to use my 50-50. We flip a coin. If he calls it correctly, then he wins immunity and cannot be voted out at that tribal council.
Are you going to have like a Michelle Fitzgerald flip where it just flips once in the air?
I know, right? We have a coin ready, sitting by ready. And then she sent Ty, who ended up getting a disadvantage in the next immunity challenge. So should he make it past this first vote, he will have a disadvantage in the first immunity challenge of the night.
And he also has another disadvantage. I don't remember where that came from.
So also on Pandora's Island, they also get tree mail. So in the episode 2 tree mail, Eater, I don't remember how you say it, I'm so sorry. Ed, we call him Ed. He figured out the clue. And he got to open one of Pandora's boxes and send that advantage or that disadvantage into the game to whoever he wanted. So Ed opened up what was called the public vote. So Ed was able to force anybody he wanted to announce their vote publicly at tribal council versus writing it privately. And he selected Ty. Now, had Ty gone to any tribal council's last episode, he would have had to do it then. But this will be the first tribal council tonight where he has gone since Ed made that decision.
And wow.
Yeah. So his first vote tonight, which is this double elimination, which will be a crazy tribal, he will have to vote publicly. So he's got a tough episode ahead of him tonight.
Wait, so that means, like, let's say he was voting for Kayla.
Yep.
He would publicly vote for Kayla, and the Kayla would be like, I like to play my idol.
Well, so how the public vote works is everybody else will vote. I'm going to announce it right before we go to vote.
Okay.
Everybody goes and votes privately except for Ty. Once all the votes are cast, Ty will then announce his vote publicly. Then people can play idols if they want.
Okay.
So whatever Ty's vote is can't influence the private votes unless he's talking about doing it privately over Messenger and telling people what he say. But it'll be very fast if he tries to do that. So that's how that will go. So this last tree mail, though, was also sent to Pandora's Island. And this last tree mail was a trickier one. In the tree mail, there were a bunch of different numbers that were spelled out, like 1, 16, 14. If you took all the numbers in the tree mail and correlated them to the letter in the alphabet that they correspond to, it spells Pandora. So anybody that figured that out got to go to Pandora's Island.
So they just had to message you.
Yep.
It spells Pandora.
Correct. Yep. So that was the trigger. And as long as they figured out that it was the letters, the numbers translated to letters, then they got to go to Pandora. So so Matt figured it out, and was there's 2 people that are in the game that got to do it, and 1 person on Pandora's Island. So Matt and Donna figured it out, that are in the game, and Matt unfortunately opened a box and lost his vote. So he will not vote at this first important tribal council. And Donna, poor Donna, has to sit out of the next immunity challenge. So the disadvantages were just all over the place for this last round, which is really. Now on Pandora's Island, John, who's been kind of like one of my favorites, and I was so disappointed he got idled out last episode. He figured it out. Poor Ed. Ed tried so hard. He was sending me everything under the sun that he could think of, but it did not quite work out. Ed, I'm so sorry. John figured it out. So he gets a small advantage in the returning challenge tonight, as well as, again, got to open the box and send the advantage or the disadvantage into the game. So he, hold on, sorry, someone's messaging me.
So he sent the advantage to Joe, and Joe's challenge was a 24-hour challenge in order to receive a hidden immunity idol.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for picking that up. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yes. So John opened up the box. It was a 24-hour idol that he could send to anybody in the game. And he really hemmed and hawed on it. And the first person he mentioned was Matt. He's like, I think I'm going to give it to Matt, because they were on the tribe together. And he's like, he's one of those things where he's like, I don't want Matt to lose his vote, but I do want the idol to go to one of my allies. So he hemmed and hawed, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to give it to Joe.
Wait, they'll lose their vote if they went for it?
So if they attempt to do the
yeah, sorry,
and they somehow don't complete it, then they will lose their vote at the tribal council. So that's how that works. So he decided to give it to Joe, and Joe did complete the challenge. And I loved everything about that 24 hours, because he was sending me the spreadsheet. He set alarms. He put signage all over his apartment, supposedly, which is hilarious. And if there's anybody in the game that I feel like would have taken that like to heart and really like fought for it, it would have been Joe. And Joe had actually said to me that he really felt like he needed an idol, that he was a little nervous about this first vote and his placement in the game. And so he kept saying, like, what am I going to do? How do I figure it out? And he was really trying on the tree mail to figure it out.
Including trying to spell out Pandora with letters, right?
Body, yep.
But he never messaged you, it spells Pandora. So
he never said the numbers in the tree mail spell Pandora, right? So that's his. He's had to have said that to trigger it. So Joe now has an idol as well. So your idol updates are Kayla, Rachel, and Joe. Matt has a 50-50. Ty has 2 disadvantage. One is his public vote, and one is disadvantage in the next immunity challenge. And then Donna has to sit out of the next immunity challenge. And then for the returning challenge, John will have a small advantage to try to get back in, which Ed had the advantage last round, and Susan ended up winning anyway. So that advantage could be good. It all depends on how good they are with the challenge.
I did the challenge live while they were all doing it on the stream, and not to brag, but like Susan beat me by like maybe 3 seconds, the amount of time it takes to screenshot it and submit it. So if I had that, what's that called? The advantage, I would beat her. Just gotta flex on it. Okay, so going into tonight's vote, or going into tonight, who do we see surviving the blood rat of tonight?
I think the people that are highest on the chopping block, I think it's probably easier to go that way, are Crystal. I love Crystal to death, and I felt like she was in a really strong position, and I think she's maybe overplayed her hand a little bit over this week.
It's definitely been a playing really hard, recovering, and I think she got left in the spot of on people's radar.
I play hard, right? I play aggressively any games I do. Like, I love people that play hard, but I think this is maybe the wrong week to really try to take control of things when your name isn't kind of on the block. So
and when everybody is bringing you up to other people saying, "Isn't she playing kind of hard?" and they're comparing notes and stuff.
Right. So I think she's up on there. I unfortunately think Donna's up on the chopping block.
I know.
Right. I think she's just very likable. I do think, she knows the game really well. I don't know if people have figured out that she's the Survivor dress lady. I don't know how well people know that.
I know. I haven't heard anybody mention that.
I haven't either. But I mean, she's a very likable person. And I do think that because she was kind of out of the loop with all the women on the other tribe, because they're so tight, I don't know that they would pull her into that. I think
I feel like we've heard of people. I think we've heard a couple confessionals of people saying they want to protect Donna, they don't want to vote her out. But then recently we've heard people say that there has been this rumor going around about the Nero Girls Alliance, or the Nero 6 are coming back together, which wasn't a thing. And then Donna has been said as the source of it, maybe, whether that's true or not. And so that unfortunately has fallen on her. I would love to see her survive tonight, though.
I would too. I'd love to see her on the jury. I'd love to see her go a little bit further in the game. And, I think there's definitely, it's so funny because it sounds like the Nero 6, none of them, so no Nero folks have been voted out yet. So they're all still intact. So they could attempt to take advantage of that. Yeah. So it was Brendan, Joe,
Megs, Rachel, Susan, Kristen?
Kristen, yeah. Yeah, so should they all stick together, they could dominate the game. It would be a 6-6 in this first vote if they decided to do that, although Matt doesn't have his vote, so it technically would be a 6-5, but nobody knows that unless Matt's told them. But I don't think it's necessarily going to fall that way. I think Matt, as we've said, has his hand in a lot of cookie jars, so I think the Nero 6, there are people in that Nero 6 like Megs and Rachel who probably would pick Matt over others. So I think Donna, Crystal. I also think Brendan's up on the chopping block. I think he's another one that maybe started okay and then is playing a little bit too hard and is now on people's radar. And then I think the last one is maybe Kristen. She, I guess, has been a little disengaged. I know I think this is her first org, and she's not very kind of org oriented. So I don't know if she realized the amount of time it might take to kind of invest in these relationships and into the gameplay. And it sounds like maybe she just hasn't worked that hard. And maybe that's part of her strategy to kind of be low key and not be seen as a big gamer and a big threat. But I think a lot of people are taking it as maybe she's disinterested or at least not talking to them. So maybe she's talking to other people. So I think those are the 4 that are probably on the block for this first vote. Who knows if any idols will come into play? None of those 4 have an idol. So unless someone wants to get really ballsy and play an idol for their ally in this first round, which we've seen that a couple times in Pandora history, but not very often. The one thing that's really funny is last season, Trey went out in this vote and he had an idol in his pocket. I love picking on Trey. He's one of my favorites. And one of the things he said to me was, it was so chaotic, and I just never, I really didn't think my name would be up there, but I just didn't know because it was so chaotic. And I was like, if there's ever a time to play an idol, it's when it's chaos and you don't know what's going to happen, right? Better be safe than sorry. And so it's funny. So John, who's on Pandora's Island, is a friend of his. So I've been chatting.
That's where he came from. And then John went out with the idol in his pocket.
That's what John went out with an idol in his pocket as well. So it's like, you gotta listen and learn from each other. But that was pretty funny.
Rachel reached out to me and she said, because she knows like I'm not going to give advice because I'm on this side of things, any specific advice, but she's like, is there any general advice you want to give me for tonight? And I was like, I've taught you as much as I can now. Like, it's all like, you've learned well, young one. It's time for you to, I mean, not that I haven't given her much advice during it, but you know, she's nervous about that idol burning a hole in her pocket. So
yeah.
Speaking of idols.
So I'm just starting the Zoom. So once again, we'll have one more Pandora's Island tonight. It'll be the 6th person that pops in.
And will that be the end of the night?
No, that's before. That's before we get started. So one more twist could get thrown in the game before we go. All right, so we've already got.
Wait, what?
So the 6th person in the Zoom will have an opportunity to go to Pandora's wall before the episode even starts tonight.
Oh, okay. See, when you say Pandora's Island, I thought you meant like someone's going to come back in.
Okay. Yeah, so we have one more trip to Pandora's wall. Let's call it that. Or
hey, I like that, Pandora's wall.
Pandora's wall. I think Travis was saying like one needs to be Pandora.
Edge of Pandora.
Pandora. We'll do that. Edge of Pandora is at the end of the night. Pandora's Island or Pandora's wall is start of the night.
You know, you've just split up the island like Christian Hubicki did. You know, there's different quadrants, exactly. And you figured out what's at each corner.
Exactly. Speaking of Travis.
Shout out to Travis.
He's watching the stream. I hope you're catching up on all the dirt stuff.
We want to say who we think has a chance of winning this whole thing now?
So probably my winner pick right now, if I had to have one, it would be Megan. I feel like she is in the right. I just have to make sure I'm on mute. Jesus. She's in the right. I feel like she's in the right spot. I love Matt P and how he's playing, but I feel like he's got too many alliances and he's going to start burning people, and that's going to come back to haunt him. Where I feel like Meg is finding the right balance of being aligned with people, but not too many people. So she's kind of my pick right now. It'll be really interesting to see how tonight goes. I think Joe's a little bit of a dark horse. In his confessionals, he's been saying he's going to have a tough time at the end, kind of building his case or building his or kind of articulating his resume. But he was a target from episode 1. Everybody called him as one of the big social threats, and I think he was good in a challenge. People were saying he's good in a challenge, but then he gave another team 3 points in one challenge. So I don't think he's that good at challenges. So I don't know why people called him out as a threat so early.
I know.
But people were identifying him as a threat. So if he can say, despite being a threat early on, he's made it to the end. I think he's got a little bit of a case. And he's just a very likable guy, and he's played hard. And so I think his ability to kind of adapt and kind of turn it on when he needs to, I think those
yes.
are my two right now. I love Matt P. I'd love to see Matt P at the end. I'd love to see Matt P win. We keep calling him Matt P. It's just Matt.
No, it's Matt P. Okay, so we know there is a alliance of 3 that we've heard of with Matt, Megs, and Rachel. It's called the Deathly Hallows.
Right.
For a Harry Potter reference. Do we think that they're going to make it to the final 3, but it's actually final 2? Are we going to see them in that 3 spot?
I mean, I think we could. It really depends on their other relationships and the next layer of the onion and how smart that next layer is into that 3 being the core, right? So, it sounds like on the periphery of that core is Hannah and Joe, right? And so
the Matt and Kayla alliance.
Right, and Matt and Kayla, right? So are Hannah, Joe, Kayla, is that group? Are those people going to figure out hey, I'm probably on the bottom of this, or I'm outside of that core 3? It sounds like they're being pretty smart and downplaying their tight relationship, those 3. So who knows? We could.
I think we could really see everything change within this next week after tonight. Yeah. I think people are going to start getting their mind set on the end and set on winning and who they need to cut to make that happen. So and I'm very excited. Next week, we have a very special guest being Becca Meslaya, who won season 5. So she'll hop on and give our final 7 some advice. We love it. We love it. I thought you were going to say Janet again, and I was going to freak out.
No, I wish.
Never forget.
I keep raising the bar though. I don't know what I'm going to do next season. I have to have like someone sitting next to me saying hello from Survivor or something. Or Jeff Probst come on and say hi.
You've had cameos. You've had an actual guest. I'll come next time, Justin.
All right. No, we can't associate with sequestering. But yeah, I'm really, really interested. I would, it's interesting. We've had 5 seasons. We've had 3 female identifying winners, 2 male winners. I'd of course love to see a winner of color. Like that would be amazing. And I would love to see another guy. I'd love to see it kind of balance it out a little bit. See another male winner could be interesting.
I mean, but now the cast is 4 male, 6 female. Oh no, 8 females in the merge right now. So
dynamic that not even being discussed is that the men are just so outnumbered they could just get picked off one by one. And
I know, but it's not even like a thing. They're not,
All right, so we've got 4 in the Zoom so far. So
I cannot see. Can you see them?
Yeah, I just put them.
My I'll figure out what's going on with my.
I did.
My Zoom.
Oh, their cameras are not on. If that's what you meant?
Oh well, I don't even see. Well, it's fine. I'll figure it out.
Okay. All right, great.
But this time, when the Zoom starts, I will actually have the sound going so we can hear what's going on. Every week, I just learn again how to not be bad at this.
Ty just came in and left.
So are we waiting for whoever's going to Pandora's Island? Is the next one?
No, it should be. There's 2 more. So Ty will stay as though he's counted. So there's 4 technically in, even though Ty bounced back out. So Ty.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. It's good to know for future players.
Yeah. You can't try to game the system. People try to game the system.
But really, people just keep jumping in and out.
Yeah, exactly. Am I in the right spot? No. Am I in the right spot?
Okay, now I can see people. I don't know why it took forever. Oh, see, like I need to change my name. Couldn't even see anything.
Oh, we only have 3. So it's actually 3 more people. We've had Megs, Donna, Ty. Yeah. Megs.
The fabulous Donna.
I know. I'm really hoping she finds a way to stick through. Donna, we love you. Yeah. So one thing we also haven't talked about, here comes Crystal. So that's Crystal's in. She's one of the ones that needed the idol, so I feel bad for her. Oh, wow.
Is there another idol on the wall?
Is there another idol on the wall? Did I take it off? I can't even remember. I had I don't think there is. Oh, there's the one tribal council idol. That's what's left. So they could just use it at the next one.
So if they get it, they just can only use it at the next one. Yes. Wow. Yeah. Are we going to see a Big Brother round tonight?
We will, yeah. But not at the round that Travis hates. So you're welcome, Travis. So we will see a Big Brother round tonight. Not too many twists and turns. Big Brother round. The first immunity challenge tonight is broken into 2 groups of 5. So,
cool.
Hold on. Is it? Hold on. What do I've got? I've got Ty, Crystal, Megs, Donna. Joe is next. So he's the 5th. It's whoever's next.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So if it's, I'm trying to think of it. Who Brendan could really use it.
Brendan could use it.
Susan might be on the outs, and Kristen. Well, Kristen, you said it was already counted for, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3.
No. Right now, Donna, Crystal, Megs, Joe, and Ty are all accounted for. It's Matt P.
He is so done with Pandora's Island, though. He's gonna be like, nah, I pass.
All right, so I gotta go do that. But it was great talking to you. Keep up.
Do I just keep the stream going for the next 30 minutes? What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Yeah, have Travis hop on. Give the winner's perspective.
We can't like go watch him go to Pandora's Island? Add me into the Facebook chat. Okay. You don't have to. Just for the stream.
Let me try. I don't know how this would work. Okay. Matt Phillips. Hannah. Hey, Matthew. All right, so if I just turn on the video, it'll work. Do I have to share my or what?
So you're gonna start a call within that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, you can leave the stream. I'll just show it all through my computer.
I can leave the stream.
If yeah, yep.
Okay. Bye.
All right, bye.
Hello, Matt P.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This is crazy. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
No, sorry, I was asking Hannah.
Yep.
Hannah's good. Okay, so Matt, you are the 6th person in the Zoom, and running season 6, that gives you an opportunity, if you'd like, to go to Pandora's wall.
Ooh.
So you don't have to take it, but if you would like to, you'll open a box, as you know, being a frequent flyer to Pandora's Island.
Yes.
So you just keep in mind that there are disadvantages, as you know, and advantages. So it's up to you what you want to do there. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go again.
You're gonna go
again. Yes.
All right, let's do it. All right. So we will share this window. All right. So 15 boxes, as you know. Various advantages and disadvantages behind every box. So just got to give me a number and I will let you know what it is.
I'm gonna go number 3.
Number 3. No harm, no foul. So that means nothing happens. So,
Okay.
so that's it. What an exciting Pandora's Island. Nothing changes for you. At least you know that nobody else got that opportunity. So at the very least, you know, you've stopped one person from going in there and doing any damage. So that's that. So I'll let you into the main Zoom now, but I just want to do that before I let you in.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
finding your way back in?
I don't know. I feel like I lucked out with the comp. It was like a flip memory card thing, and I work in a preschool daycare, so that's all we really play all day long. So I felt like it was the universe telling me, "You got this."
Nice, excellent. I'll go to Hannah. Hannah, how's the week for you? And kind of what's your strategy now that you've merged into individual games? So how does that change kind of your plan moving forward?
I'm just trying to be as friendly as possible. I mean, the week was good. I got to talk to some people who I'd never been on tribes with before, and it was nice to finally connect. I mean, there are still quite a few people out there who I've never spoken to, and for that, I'm sorry. But, balancing like my real life and working with wanting to be thinking about this game all the time.
Right. Ty, how about for you? How was the week for you? Kind of the beginning of last episode, you got swapped, and I think you ended up not having to go to any tribal councils that episode, so we didn't really see how that swap might have impacted the game. So how do you feel going into this week with some of those unknowns?
Coming into the week, everything was a big unknown for me. I wasn't able to test the relationships that I made when I did get swapped. So like tonight is gonna be that test. It's the people who I feel like I've made bonds with. I'm gonna find out if they're telling me the truth or not, or I could be one of the ones leaving tonight. And I am nervous about that. Even when I played Sequester, I was one of the first double boots as soon as we merged. I left in a double elimination. And when I play online, I tend to leave as a first merge boot normally. So I'm always nervous on that first merge boot because there's always so many plans going on. And sometimes I just become an agreeable person for a lot of people. And I'm hoping that's just not the case this time because of the bonds I've made.
Gotcha. Donna, how about for you? How was the week for you? And I guess my question for you is, do you feel like people are thinking about how to get to the end now, or are they still kind of thinking one tribal council at a time?
Yeah, I think it's one tribal council at a time. I mean, I don't think, there's people that haven't even been to tribal council yet. So I wouldn't even, think that anybody's even thinking that far ahead. I think that, we're throwing everything, into the blender right now. And we all have to drink that shake, and some will swallow and some won't. And I think we'll see who gets spit out tonight.
What a fun event.
Is there a food challenge? No, I'm kidding.
So I'll flip it over to Kristen. So Kristen, Donna just mentioned there are some people that haven't been to tribal council yet. I think you're one of those, right? I think you've managed to avoid tribal council all the way through. So this will be your first tribal council tonight. So how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, a little nervous. Don't really know entirely what to expect, but yeah, it's an interesting week. I think it's an interesting element having the week off in between, like you said last week, Justin, just having time to kind of converse with everyone. So yeah, excited to see what tonight has to offer.
And Matt, on the flip side, I think you've been to all tribal councils except for one. So this is just like old hat for you. How is the week for you in terms of, making new relationships, and what's as much as you want to spill on your strategy now that we've all merged? You're on mute, buddy.
So yeah, the week was pretty interesting just because there were a lot of people that I haven't had a chance to talk to, and any kind of personal setting, try to get to know people. So that's kind of what I was trying to do for most of the week, is talk to people that I haven't gotten a chance to speak to, get to know some people that I saw on the night one and haven't really had a chance to have a conversation with, which is cool. And just trying to figure out where things were lying. I just wanted to make sure that I don't find myself on the wrong side of a vote here, and just figure out where I can fit into people's plans. Because I know that because I've been to tribal council so much, I don't have a lot of people that I was working with in the game anymore. So I'm down a lot of numbers. So I'm just trying to find out where I can fit in with people, and just see if I can help people isn't part of their plan. So that's something that I was trying to do for most of the week.
Gotcha. Brendan, has there been much talk of Pandora's Island and how that might continue to affect the game? Not only the people that are there that may come back, but also other things that may be on Pandora's Island. And how much has that entered into your mind and gameplay?
There's a lot of talk about Pandora's Island, but I'm one of the few, or maybe not few, that has no idea how it works. And so I've definitely been trying to fish for information in terms of how that island works. And last week, pretty much every vote and a lot of challenges as well, like Pandora's box came into play. So I'm just assuming at this vote, something's going to happen with Pandora's box. And at this point, if I think about it for too long, it messes with my brain. So I'm just not focusing on it right now. Hopefully I don't get screwed over by it. That's the plan.
Gotcha. I'll go over to Joe. So Joe, as an outsider, and I don't know how much these dynamics would come into play, but just looking on the outside, and I don't buy too much into kind of gender identity, but if you look at it on the outside, there are 8 women here and 4 men. So anybody kind of looking on the outside might think that the men could be screwed. And I don't know if that's even come into the conversation at all, but do you feel like there's any sort of strategy that's being played around those types of numbers?
I haven't really thought about that too much this week. I think, it's just been about spending time just trying to get to know people. A lot of people I've not seen before or been on the same tribe with, or at least that first week, a lot of my tribe was swapped over to the other side. So everybody's going to look at it how they want. I mean, you can probably slice it and dice it a million different ways. So yeah.
Yeah, there are many ways to look at it. And I don't know if that would ever even come into play, but I think it is pretty badass that there's so many women in the merge. I'm just really excited about that. So congrats to all you ladies. Kayla, speaking of a lady, congrats on winning the first immunity challenge. That's always a fun way to kind of kick off the merge. Did you feel
it's a blessing and a curse?
True. Do you feel as though you had people coming to you, kind of looking to you for some direction? Did you feel like you had any more power because you had that immunity?
Yes and no. I hope I kind of shoved them the other way because I don't want it. I'm just glad to be immune. I hope I'm going to vote the right way tonight, that people are being honest with me. It was really nice to get to talk to people over the past week that I haven't had a chance to connect with. And I think it's very interesting that some people still haven't even been to tribal council. And I guess we'll see where their connections lie tonight too. So.
Yep. Megs, I think you're another one that hasn't been to tribal council quite yet either. So similar boat to Kristen. Question for you, do you think that hurts you in some ways because you haven't had to prove loyalties, and it may be harder if you're sitting up against someone that has been to a lot of tribal council towards the end, they might have a stronger case. So is that coming into your mind and kind of how you're going to navigate that?
I'm sure, maybe not necessarily in those terms, but I do think it's like a disadvantage to not have any idea how your alliances or friendships have formed because you haven't had to test them at all. So like you trust them, but like how do you trust them in a tribal council? So I do think it's a huge disadvantage that I haven't had this experience yet.
Yeah. Crystal, any thoughts on the folks Pandora's Island and who you'd like to see back or maybe who you don't want to see back? Has there been much discussion on that?
I think Pandora's Island, the conversations that I have had about it have all been about what might be coming into play because of it, not necessarily the folks on it. Like, we're very acutely aware that they're there and there might be an opportunity for them to come back into the game. But, several of them I helped vote off. So I'm not exactly excited to the possibility of any of those folks being on the jury, So it's, I don't know, this week was a little bit of a struggle because, life happens and, you try to stay as connected as you can and have as many conversations as you can and balance it. And I was definitely at the disadvantage of that. I was totally MIA this week. So I'm a little hopefully in the know, but I'm not quite clear as to what's going to happen tonight. And I think the collective sense, though, from what my understanding is, that people are far more concerned about what advantages or disadvantages might already be out there from Pandora versus the folks who are actually on.
Got it. And Rachel, does that affect who you vote off, knowing that they may have an opportunity to come back into the game? Is that kind of part of your strategy at all? Thinking, if they come back in the game, you want to make sure it's someone that maybe would be bad at challenges that may bring them back in, or that might not be that mad if they come back in. How does that kind of affect you and your vote?
Those are all really good questions. I can't say I've been able to think so much ahead. I think I've narrowed in more on just what will happen tonight. But I think, yeah, you hit on it already. Like, do you send someone who's not good at challenges so that maybe if you did piss them off, they're not going to come back to haunt you? Or do you hope that, hey, maybe I was curious if people from the island can send people anything too. So like, is there anything there where they're able to win things or send us? Because there just seemed like there was so many disadvantages and advantages floating around, even though I wasn't firsthand experiencing them. I just seems like they were everywhere. So I'm just like, how is this all happening? There's only so much time. So is that another angle of the game? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
Got it. That's a great segue into kind of kicking off the night. So just a reminder, it is now a completely individual game. At the end of this, there will only be one winner. So you want to be that winner, right? So you got to think of it on an individual level. And you want to fight hard to be that one and only sole survivor. Just a reminder, all immunity challenges and powers will now be played and won individually. You can vote any remaining player out that's at tribal council. Just a reminder that past votes will break ties. Any sort of idle plays or game re-entries cancel those votes, though. So if someone has votes, but they play an idle, those are not counted in any way for tiebreakers, as well as if they're voted out and come back in, all those votes are canceled. So just keep that in mind. As you probably have been, you can privately message anyone that's left in the game, not anybody on Pandora's Island. And we'll talk about it when you're voted out, what that means as well. And just a reminder, I don't think that this is happening, at least no one's told me. If it is, no sort of screenshotting allowed to kind of prove or disprove things that are being discussed. So we are kicking off tonight with H Tribal Council. And stemming from the latest chatter, Pandora's box has been opened. And it will affect one player and one player only. But it could have a larger effect on the vote. So one person is going to be required to state their vote publicly. They will not send it to me privately. So how that will work is everyone will vote privately, except for that one person. Once all votes are in, I will ask that person to unmute and state their vote publicly. So I bet you're all curious who that's going to be. And the lucky winner of that opportunity is Ty. So Ty, you will have to say your vote publicly. So everybody else, you will send me your vote privately as you have been over Facebook Messenger. Ty, you will not do that. Please don't do that. Once all votes are into me, I will ask you to unmute and state your vote publicly to everyone. So as is always with tribal councils, if anybody would like to say anything live, if you want to have any sort of live discussion, I'm going to give that opportunity before we get to vote. Does anybody have any questions, anything they want to say? My music might be a little too loud. Anything anyone would like to discuss publicly before we get to this first vote? Doesn't look like it. So just a reminder, this is a double elimination. So the two players with the most amount of votes will leave tribal council and go to Pandora's Island. So it doesn't matter if there are 11 votes for one person and only one vote for the next person, those two people will still go, right? If there's ever any sort of tie, then we will deal with the tie situation. There's a lot of opportunities for ties here, so we will discuss that should that happen. So for those of you who are voting privately, please submit your votes to me now on Facebook Messenger. just to me only. Make sure you don't send it in any sort of group chat or the Zoom chat or the merge chat, any of those things, just to me privately. And please do so as soon as possible. Ty, I'll be back to get your public vote in a moment. All right, if you have not voted yet, please submit your vote as soon as possible. All right, Ty, I do need you to unmute and let me know who you would like to vote for.
Okay. Even if I survive this round, we'll be going into a situation where I'm publicly saying my vote, and it's a really big disadvantage because everyone else had the luxury of being anonymous. So because of that reason, I am choosing to vote for Kristen.
All right. Okay. As always, once the votes have been read, I will ask the person to leave the Zoom immediately. I will connect you into the Pandora's Island chat. Feel free to chat with that group. I'm sure they'll be excited to hear from you. And then stick around. I'll send you some details in there. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Oh, sorry, not everyone's back. Who am I missing? Am I missing one more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. So there are no idols at play, correct? All right. Here goes the vote. First vote, already public, but we'll give it anyway, Kristen. Next vote, Brendan. Next vote, Crystal. Next vote, Donna. So we've got one vote Kristen, one vote Brendan, one vote Crystal, one vote Donna. Next vote, Brendan. Next vote, Crystal. Next vote, Donna. 2 votes Brendan, 2 votes Crystal, 2 votes Donna, 1 vote Kristen. Next vote, Crystal. Next vote, Donna. 3 votes Donna, 3 votes Crystal, 2 votes Brendan. Next vote, Crystal. There's 1 more vote in here. It is for Crystal, which means Crystal with 5 votes and Donna with 3 votes. I'm sorry, but the tribe has spoken for both of you, and you'll both be leaving tribal council right now. Thank you so much for playing. Love you. And I will be getting you over to Pandora's Island, and I'll send you some more details there. But if you could leave the Zoom now, that'd be great. Thank you very much. All right, final 10. So there's probably a whirlwind of thoughts and feelings and emotions, so you do have a quick strategy break. You can discuss as much as you'd like about what just happened. Is there anything that you need to do? If you need to use the restroom or anything like that, up to you. We'll be back in about 5 minutes to kick off our next immunity challenge. Just don't go too far.
Wow. That was a blindside on Crystal. I wonder if it was a blindside on Donna. I think she knew her name was out there. But yeah, I think Crystal was blindsided. I've mostly heard like confessionals from like only let's see. Not many people of the cast. So I'd only heard confessionals from, one side. So I didn't actually know what the vote was going to be tonight or what everybody was following through with. But wow, that was amazing with 12 people voting, and someone went out with 3 votes on them. So I would have hated to do what Ty did, having to vote publicly. And so good on him to kind of have like a little monologue beforehand to try to be civil and political about it, about voting for someone in front of everybody. So we still have like all of the idols still in play. We've got Matt's 50-50 in play. I bet Brendan is feeling some heat from that vote. So who's it going to be next? I think that Susan is going to be on the hot seat. Let's see if I can get the cast picture up. And anything can happen. Anything can happen. I think that this week they've been forming a lot of deeper connections and figuring out their path to the end. I think Ty's a great player, so he's going to try to figure something out. I think he was working with Donna. So not exactly sure how he's feeling right now. Don't you wish you could listen in on their conversations or read their messages that they're having right now?
All right, if everybody can pop back on camera for me. And please make sure you have your roll of toilet paper with you nearby. All right, I think we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 9. I think we need one more. There we go, perfect. All right. Once again, congratulations, final 10. And we're moving on to our next immunity challenge. This is called On Bended Knee. And you're going to be randomly divided into 2 groups of 5, which will compete in this challenge separately. You'll balance a roll of toilet paper of any size on one knee while standing on one foot. So what I mean by that is you will stand in front of your camera, you will raise up your knee, you'll put your toilet paper on the knee, and you will stand there for as long as you possibly can. Okay? You'll position yourself, as I just said, in your camera so we can see your full body and the location of the roll of toilet paper. It doesn't have to be on your knee. Please don't make sure it's like way up on your thigh. It's got to be right on the end on the knee. I'll give you about 10 seconds to get yourself set. And then you'll have to let go of the toilet paper, and then the challenge will begin. Cannot touch the toilet paper or your leg during the challenge. I'll give you guys one warning for your leg if you touch your leg, but no warning for the toilet paper. You can touch the rest of your body, your head, your shoulders. Hips are fine, just be careful not to touch the leg, but you can't touch anything else for support like walls, chairs, anything like that. So the player in each group that can hold the toilet paper on their raised knee the longest wins immunity. If your toilet paper falls or if you touch it, then you're out, or if you obviously fall over 1 foot, then you're out. But so 2 people win immunity, 1 from each group. If multiple people are still standing after about 5 minutes, then we're going to make it a little bit more difficult. And Pandora's box has been opened once again. Donna, if she was in this challenge, would have to sit out based on Pandora's box. But she's not here, so that no longer applies. You do have a disadvantage, so you are going to do 2 rolls of toilet paper stacked on top. So you'll have a little bit more weight and a little bit more toilet paper to manage. So Ty, they're picking on you tonight, whoever this is. Whatever Pandora's doing, it's picking on you. Does anybody have any questions on how this works before I do the random draw? So I'll do the random draw if you can get your camera's positioned so I can see your body in the frame. Donna, remove. All right. So 2 people win immunity, 1 from each group. Rachel, you're good. Ty, you're good. Megs is good. I think Joe will be good. Brendan, you're good as long as I can't see. As long as you don't touch anything else. Hannah, you're good. Kayla, you'll be good. Rachel, I don't know if you're good yet. Are you feeling like you're good? Perfect. Yep, I think I might have said that already. Okay, I think everyone's good job. So first group will be Brendan. Oh, Brandon. Megs. Rachel. Matt. And Joe. So Brendan, Rachel, Matt, Megs, and Joe. Everybody else, please turn off your camera so I don't focus on you. So the next group, feel free to practice. Y'all got a little time. Will be Hannah, Susan, Kristen, Kayla, and Ty. All right, I've got the 5.
Oh, am I in this one? Sorry.
No, you're not.
Okay.
All right. You ready, Matt? You got your toilet paper? Okay. So everybody raise your leg. All right. Make sure the toilet paper is on the knee. I'm going to give you a 10-second countdown. You can touch it for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The challenge is live. Lift your hands, and we are live. Make sure you don't touch your leg or touch the toilet paper. We have eyes on you. Everyone looking good. I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes just in case we go that long. A little wobble out of Matt, but he's recovering. Oh, Matt is out of the challenge. So pop off your camera for a second, Matt. That'd be great, so I can focus on the other 4. Thank you. Everyone looking pretty good. Joe is out of the challenge. And down to Megs, Rachel, and Brendan. Rachel's toilet paper getting a little low. Can she save it? I'll try not to Jeff Probst you guys too much. Oh, Rachel is out. So down to Megs and Brendan. Both looking pretty good. Little wobbles here and there, but pretty good. About 2.5 minutes into this round. Another 2.5 to go, and we'll make it a little harder. A little less than 2 minutes. About 1.5 minutes. Looking good. Both got a little wobble going. Less than a minute to go in this round. Excuse my dog barking. Good saves, Megs. Brendan's holding on. Meg drops. Brendan has won immunity. Congratulations, Brendan. All right, if I can get the other group of 5, Hannah, Kayla, Susan, Kristen, Ty. Brendan, you can pop off camera for now, bud. Thank you. All right. So yes, make sure the rest of your body can't touch walls, can't touch chairs, can't touch anything else. Oh, that's fine. All right, and make sure that that roll of toilet paper is on your knee. It has to be on your knee. It can't be on your thigh. Got to be towards the knee. Hannah, can you move your cat's head? I can't see. There we go. All right. All right, Susan, that's good. Hannah, we're good now. So you got a couple seconds to get it stable. Kayla's good. Kristen, you're fine. Just make sure that toilet paper's on the knee, and Ty, whenever you're ready. Give a 10-second countdown.
Justin,
10.
are you cool with Kristen's foot where it is?
Yep, I did not say anything about your foot touching anywhere else, so it's up to you if you want to do that. All right. I'll give you a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the toilet paper, please. All right, Susan's out, Ty's out, Kayla's out, down to Kristen and Hannah. Kristen, just make sure your hand's off. Ty, if you can turn off your camera for me, that's great. Both looking pretty stable. Kristen drops. Hannah, congratulations. You have won immunity. All right, everybody can pop back on camera for me. Oh. I want to. Perfect. So congratulations to Hannah and to Brendan. You guys are safe for this round. Cannot be voted out at Tribal Council. This is back to our normal Tribal Council round. So no double eliminations. And let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure there's no Pandora's box coming in and changing anything for this Tribal Council. So straight up Tribal Council, I'll give you guys a few minutes to strategize with each other. Cannot vote for Brendan, cannot vote for Hannah. Outside of that, I can vote for anybody that's left. So feel free to take about 5 minutes or so. Let's say 7 minutes. We'll do 8:45. We'll start the next Tribal Council. And I'll just do one final reminder, then I'll stop reminding you guys are on camera. Some of you are on camera. It's up to you if you want to be on camera. We can see your facial reactions. We can see your all that stuff. So up to you.
Okay, so now we are finally at the point where anything can happen. Why is it still so small? What happened to this picture? Let's try that again. Okay, so we sadly lost a couple great players. It'd be amazing if they came back in Pandora's Island with a vengeance. It would be purely amazing. Especially Crystal. Ooh, that'd be awesome. So it truly could be anyone at this next vote besides Brendan and Hannah. I think Brendan really needed it. I mean, his name came up last tribal. Kristen's name also came up last tribal. So I bet Kristen is feeling on the hot seat. I think her name is definitely working its way around. She is not as, from what I heard, maybe not as active socially. And we were talking about that earlier before the game started. So are they going to do that? Who is working closely with Kristen that will want to protect her? Like, what if, like, this 4 do something right now? So we're at 10. So if this 4 do something, they just need one more person. Ooh, is there a swing vote going on? What if, like, Hannah's a swing vote? No, I don't think there's a swing vote going on. I think there's a, like, what do they call it? Trust clusters, voting blocks. I think there's a bunch of little groupings going on. And I am so nervous as to what is going to happen at this vote. We've got Joe with an idol. We've got Matt with the 50-50, Rachel with an idol, Kayla with an idol. And from my point of view, if you are any of those people with an idol, if someone else plays an idol who you know is getting a vote or some votes, you play your idol to be safe. So I'm ready to see some idol plays going on. Poor Ty getting all those disadvantages. And I think he's trying to, or Justin is trying to make it sound like it's other people giving him that disadvantage, but I think it's all because Ty has been opening disadvantages at Pandora's Island, right? So sometimes that no harm, no foul is a good one to get at Pandora's Island. All right, we've got 2 minutes till tribal. I'm nervous. I'm trying to think of who might have been completely out of the loop on that last vote, because maybe Susan, unless she was part of the votes for Crystal. Susan, I think I had heard that Susan and Donna were really close, so she might have been left out of that last vote. All right, well, I'm going to go back to the Zoom so we can get ready for tribal. And we're going to see what happens. Good job, Hannah and Brendan, for winning immunity.
right, if you could please turn on your cameras for Tribal Council. Hey. Everybody on camera, please. I have 30, so I need many, many more. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more. And Susan on camera, and I think Rachel. There's Rachel. There's Susan. 3, 4, 6, 7. Yes, perfect. All right, welcome to probably a little less chaotic tribal council, but maybe not. I'm not exactly sure what's going on behind the scenes. I'll start with Brendan. Brendan, you escaped last tribal council with just a couple votes, but a couple votes in a pretty chaotic tribal. So did you feel like you needed that immunity for this round?
Yeah, I don't know if I needed it, but I didn't like catching votes last time, and I definitely was trying as hard as I could for it. Thank God I was muted because I was yelling at my computer screen the whole time. Please drop, please drop. And luckily they did. Very happy with it.
So Ty, I'll come over to you. Pandora's been picking on you a little bit this episode already. How are you feeling going into this vote?
I'm feeling better because I was really nervous last round just because there's so much more going on. We don't have a lot of time this time, so I'm just hoping that people were able to get a plan together, and I'm in on it. And Pandora's been picking on me the whole game, not just this round. Like, got individually swapped. Like, it sucks. I'm just hoping to catch a break.
Kristen, you were at your first tribal council. How did that feel for you to finally submit a vote?
Super exciting. Yeah, I don't know. No, it's never fun to have to vote someone out, but part of the game, I guess.
And Joe, do you think either Crystal or Donna are feeling fairly burned on Pandora's Island right now? Do you think either of those were a blindside, or maybe both?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's tough being there, and everything just went so quickly. So who knows what they're thinking right now? Yeah. Sorry, that's a whole answer.
That's a great answer. Great answer. All right, with that being said, I'll open the floor once again. If there's anything anybody would like to talk about openly, live tribal council, whisper in someone's ear, but make it so we can all hear you. Anyone would like to say anything? Now's the time to do so. All right, with that, we'll get to the vote. So you'll just send me your vote privately as you did last round. Right in Facebook Messenger. Please make sure it's just our one-on-one chat, not the public chat or Zoom chat. Right in Facebook Messenger, just the name of the person you'd like to vote out. All right, if you have not voted, please make sure you are voting. Once again, I need it in the Facebook chat, not the Zoom chat or anywhere else. Please do it in the Facebook chat. All right. Once I read the votes, the person will be asked to leave tribal council immediately and will head to Pandora's Island. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
I would like to play mine, Justin.
All right. Are you playing for yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Kayla does have a hidden immunity idol. Any votes for Kayla will not count. Anybody else? Okay. Just mark that down. Perfect. All right. First vote. Aye. Next vote. Susan. One vote Susan, one vote Ty. Ty. Susan. Two votes Susan, two votes Ty. Ty. Susan. Three votes Susan, three votes Ty. Susan. Four votes Susan, three votes Ty. Susan. Five votes Susan, three votes Ty. Next vote is for Susan. Susan, I'm sorry. With 6 votes, that is enough. Thank you so much for playing. We'll see you back on Pandora's Island.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon. All right. Give you guys just a minute or two before we head into our next tribal council. Don't go far. Not tribal council, our next community challenge. Don't go far. I'm just going to get Susan on the boat to Pandora's Island. All right, if everybody can please hop back on camera. Such a small group. This is so bizarre. All right. Well, Final Nine, I need to say congratulations. You have all made the jury phase of this game. So what that means is that the rest of you will vote for one of these players that you see here as the winner. So congratulations. You know that you're at least on that jury. With that being said, jury members are going to head to Pandora's Island until further notice. They obviously will have the ability to chat with all of those who've been voted out. So most important thing is when you're voted out, please don't communicate with anyone that's left in the main game. You can communicate with those that are on Pandora's Island. Same rules, but just want to articulate that. Especially important when you are the jury that you're not interacting with people in the game. And with that, we're going to move to our next individual immunity challenge. This one is called Can You Find It? And this is basically going to be a scavenger hunt that's musical chairs style. I'm going to give you an item, and then I will say go. You'll have 2 minutes to find the item and take a selfie with it. Do not move until I say go. If you move before I say go, you're going to get 1 warning, and after that, you'll be disqualified from the challenge. So don't move until I say go. That's very important. I want to give everyone the same equal opportunity. So wait until I say go. The last person to post a photo of themselves in the merged tribe chat with that item will be eliminated from the challenge and cannot win immunity. It's basically musical chair style. So just a selfie of you with the item that I asked you to find. We'll continue to do this until only 1 player remains, and that player will win individual immunity as well as a special power. It's an important one. You want to make sure you win. Okay. Don't be creative. Please find the item that I asked for and ensure that we can see at least part of your face. So make sure you follow the rules. I will not accept, like if I ask you for a red cup and you give me a blue cup, right? So don't be creative or like find a picture of the item I want and point to the picture. Make sure you find the item that I asked for, okay? Any players who have not returned with an item within the 2 minutes will be automatically eliminated from the challenge. So you got 2 minutes to find it. If you can't find it within 2 minutes, then you're automatically eliminated. Everyone also has 1 pass that they can use through the 5th item. So if you know you just don't have one of these items, then you can use your pass. You have 1 pass through the whole time. But you must determine that you want to use that pass before I say go. So if I say go and you go to attempt to find the item, you're in for that round no matter what. So you have to just determine before I say go. Remember, no one's moving until I say go. Oh, that. And my last and final bit is please be safe. This is just a game. Don't kill yourself trying to find these things. I don't want any injuries, all right? So once again, you're taking a photo with the item that I asked for, and you're going to post it in the Motzi tribe chat. Okay, just make sure there's at least a little bit of your face and the item in view. Does anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, just unmute and ask the questions. I see Brendan unmuted. Yes, Brendan.
Do we have to indicate that we want to like pass over Zoom like we announce it?
Yes, so you'll unmute yourself and say, I'd like to use my pass. Yeah. Great question, Brendan. Any other questions? Okay. So with that, we'll get to our first item. Hold on. Okay. Just making sure I've got it. Yes, all right, there's no like warning slide. So once the first item is up, don't move. I will say go, and then you can move, all right? So the first item is a 6 of diamonds playing card. Don't move, Hannah, that's your 1 warning. Hannah, come back. Hannah, come back. I just said it, Hannah, I just said it. Don't move. Does anybody want to use their pass? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Make sure you take a photo, post it in the merged tribe chat. All right, we got Megan in, we've got Kristen in, we've got Kayla in, Brendan is in, Matt is in, Rachel's in, Joe is in, Ty. Ty, you might be last. Nope, hold on. Hannah. I think Hannah is last from what I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, Hannah, I'm sorry, but you've been eliminated from this round.
My dang internet.
All right. Good job, everyone. Remember not to move until I say go. Your next item is any type of faucet with the water running. Don't move. Any type of... Kristen! That was your one warning. Does anybody need to use their pass on this item? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm just gonna say ignore the dirty dishes in my sink.
All right, we got Joe in. We've got Ty in. We got Matt in. We got Megan in. Brendan's in. Kristen, Kayla. Rachel, I'm sorry, Rachel, but Rachel is the last one. I don't know if you heard me, Rachel, but you were last. I'm sorry. So Rachel is out of the challenge. All right, you're down to 6. 7, sorry, 7. I can't count. Next round, make sure you don't move. Obviously, Hannah and Rachel, you can move as much as you'd like, but no one else can. Is a whisk or a wooden spoon? A whisk or a wooden spoon? Does anybody need to use their pass?
I'm passing this 100%. I'm a college man.
Brendan.
I don't cook. Pass.
Joe. Anybody else need to use their pass? All right. So it's down to the other 5 of you. 3, 2, 1, go. Kayla is in. I is in. Matt is in. Kristen's in. Megan. I'm sorry, Megan, you are the last one in. So Megan will be eliminated this round. Megan, I don't know if you heard you are last. I don't know if you saw. Oh, I think she. Okay. All right. Okay, we're on to round 4. An unused adhesive strip or Band-Aid. Wrappers in the fine or out of the wrapper. You just can't like point to one that's on your body. It has to be non-used. Does anybody need to use their pass that has not used their pass yet?
I'll pass.
Ty is going to pass.
Does this have to be open?
It does not. And the wrapper is fine. All right.
I'll probably pass too.
Kristen's going to pass. All right. So we're down to, I have to do the math. We're down to 4. We're down to 6 people minus 2, so it'll be 4. So whoever's in 4th. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Kayla's in. Kayla, do you just have all these things just at your desk?
No, it's like behind my, like we keep it behind my sink. So like and I'm sitting right in front of the kitchen sink.
All right, Joe, I'm sorry, but Joe is the last one in. Joe is out of the challenge. Joe, I don't know if you heard, buddy, but you were last in that round.
That didn't taste so good.
All right, this is the last round. You can use a pass. So if you haven't used your pass, I would advise it. It is a can of something that humans would eat. It can be anything. Don't move yet. It can be anything that humans can eat. Don't move yet, Brendan. I don't know if you're moving, but don't move. All right.
I'm gonna pass.
Matt's gonna pass. Anyone else? Okay. This is the last round you can use your pass. Just a reminder. 3, 2, 1, go. Ty is in. Kayla's in. Kristen's in. Brendan's in. So whoever's left, I think that's it. Who's the last one? Matt. I think it's Matt. Sorry, Matt.
He was passing.
Oh, you're the pass. You're the pass. So Brendan, I'm sorry, Brendan. You will be the last one in the mix. Sorry, Matt. You're right. You passed. Sorry. All right. So no more passes. All right. Let me just double check what this one is. All right. So for this one, there is a list of items. It can be any one of the following items. All right. Any one of these items. Don't move. So we are down to who? I just want to double check on who we've got. Kristen, Matt, Ty, Kayla. Those are the four that are still in. Okay. So any one of those items. 3, 2, 1, go. Kristen is in. Kayla's in. Ty is in. So I'm sorry, Matt. I believe that means that you will be out. Don't know if you can hear me. Oh, there you are. Okay. Matt is out. Down to Kristen, Ty, and Kayla. Next one. It's going to be a tricky one. Is a license plate. A license plate of any kind. 3, 2, 1, go. I had somebody last season, for those of you still listening, that literally had to run down like 30 flights of stairs to go outside for a license plate. I felt so horrible. They came back like dripping sweat. It was really funny. I didn't realize. Oh god, it was funny.
In this situation, it has to be like a selfie with it. Like you have to be in the picture, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Kayla's in. Ty, I need your face.
You should be ashamed making a pregnant woman run that fast.
Ty, I need your face in the photo, buddy. I don't know if you can hear me. But it's not a selfie.
Did mine go through, Justin? It looks like it's still sending.
It's not through.
Ah.
There it is. I did get it, Kristen. Ty, buddy, you have to have your face in the photo. It has to be a selfie with the photo. So I'm sorry, but you have been eliminated from this round. So down to Kayla and Kristen on the final one. What is your year of birth? I need each of your years of birth. Sorry to ask you that, ladies.
The year 1995.
95?
88.
Yes.
And 1988. Okay. So for this last one, it is any coin with the year that you were born on it. So you need a coin with the year that you were born on it. Go. Make sure it's a selfie, ladies. If you can hear me, make sure it's a selfie. If you need to also post the coin separately so I can see the year, that's fine, but I need at least one photo with your face in it. I don't know if anybody can hear me. No one's listening. Who will it be? Kristen, has to actually be the item. Remember that, has to be the item. Cannot be a photo of the item. Has to actually be the coin. I don't know if you can hear me, Kristen. But as I said in the beginning, the rules are it has to actually be a coin. Can't be a photo of a coin. Thank you, Kayla. I just need to also, if you can do a close-up of the penny so I can see the year. You can do a close-up of the penny so I can see the year. I'm zooming in. Yes, Kayla, I will give that to you. Congratulations, Kayla. You have won immunity.
I just dumped out like a
Good strategy.
$5 jar all over my bed.
All right. So congratulations, Kayla. If everybody can pop back on camera for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 2 more. 8. 1 more. Here's Rachel. There she is. All right. Congratulations. Do I have it? I do. Okay. Congratulations, Kayla. You've won an individual immunity. But this round's going to work a little different. I did say that you have a special power. You have now become the HOH, and this is our big brother round. So what that means is that you now need to nominate 2 people for eviction. Those are the only 2 people that can be voted for at the next tribal council. However, we will play a power of veto competition where one of those people could take themselves off the block and you would have to renominate somebody else if they do that. So first, I need your 2 nominations. I'll give you about a minute or so to make that decision. I know it's got to be fast. So I just need your 2 names of the people that you like to put up for nomination. Whenever you're ready, you can unmute yourself and let me know. I'll give you about a minute.
I'm gonna go with Brendan and Joe.
Brendan and Joe. All right. So Brendan and Joe, you are on the block. Here's how the power of veto is going to work. So you will all pick one person that will also compete in the in the veto. So think about who you want that to be. I'll describe the challenge and then I will need the name. So you'll pick one person, each nominee. So Brendan, Joe, and Kayla, you'll all pick someone else to compete in the competition as well. You're gonna grab your deck of playing cards. You're gonna shuffle that deck roughly 3 times. You're gonna prove that they're just in random order. You're gonna spread those cards out face down in front of you. I'm then just gonna ask you to tilt your camera down so I can see them. You're gonna place one hand behind your back, and then I'm gonna ask for a specific card that I need you to find. Using one hand and one hand only, you're gonna flip over the cards one at a time to find the card that I request. The last person to show that card to the camera will be eliminated from the veto, and we'll continue to do that until there's one player left standing. So one-handed, make sure the cards are face down in front of you. We'll kind of mess things up each time. So make sure you have those cards and you have this kind of a surface in front of you where you can kind of spread them all around that I'll be able to see. So first things first, I need to know who else will be competing. So Kayla, who would you like to select to compete with you?
I think I'm gonna go with Meg.
Megs will compete. So grab your deck of cards, Megs. Joe, who would you like to compete?
Let's go with I don't even know how you would know if anyone's good at this or not. Let's go with Hannah.
Hannah, grab the deck of cards. And Brendan, who would you like to compete?
Would like Mr. Kai, please.
I will compete. All right, so please grab your playing cards. If you're not competing in this, so if you're not Caleb, Megs, Brendan, Joe, Hannah, or Ty, just turn off your cameras for me so I can focus on the folks who are. Grab that deck. Like Kristen, if you can turn yours off. Matt P, if you can turn yours off. Just turn focus.
Should we take jokers out?
Nope. Whatever the deck is, doesn't really matter.
Okay.
All right. So I just need all of you to angle your cameras down so I can see the table that they're on. Perfect. Or the bed or whatever you're doing. Spread them out. Spread them out. Joe is like moving his room around.
Sorry, I had to bring the whole table over.
That's okay. That's perfect.
Tossing it out. Okay. I don't think I need those.
So Brendan, you're in good shape. Kayla's in good shape. Hannah's in good shape. Megs is in good shape. Joe, let's spread them out. Yep. Ty, whenever you're ready, you can spread them out. All right. Spread them out. Perfect. Great. So just a reminder, you can only use one hand, so make sure you have one hand behind your back or on off the table or somewhere so that you are not tempted to use the other hand. If I see you use the other hand or my production sees you use the other hand, you'll be disqualified as well. All right. So first card that I need you to find, as soon as I say it, you go for it. Remember, it's one card at a time. You flip them over. When you have it, just hold it up to the camera. All right. So just flip them over one at a time till you find it, then hold up the card I asked for in front of the camera and you'll be in. Last person to do so will be eliminated. The first card I need you to find is the 6 of hearts. Go. 6 of hearts. 6 of hearts is what you're looking for. One at a time. Make sure you're flipping the cards one at a time. Make sure we're only using one hand. 6 of hearts. Hopefully you have 6 of hearts. There you go. Megs is in. Ty, keep them held up. Brendan, you're in. Keep them held up for me. Down to Joe, Hannah, and Kayla. Joe's in. Down to Kayla or Hannah. Hannah's in. Kayla, you are eliminated. Sorry, eliminated. Sorry. So Kayla, all done. The rest of you, please flip your decks back over, mix them up a bit. Get all your cards resituated.
Do we put the cards back into the pool that we
Yes,
flipped?
all those cards go back in the pool, mix them all up again. So yeah, Ty, just make sure you flip them all over and mix them all up.
Okay.
Mix them all up in there. All right. Ty, I need to get it back.
Sorry.
No worries. All right. Remember, one hand, one at a time, flipping those cards. Next card is the Ace of Diamonds. Go. Ace of Diamonds. Brendan's in. Hannah having some cat problems. Ty's in. Matt's in. Down to Joe or Hannah. Who will get it up first? Make sure you're doing one at a time here, one at a time. Joe is in. Sorry, Hannah, you have been eliminated. And you can stop. All right, flip back over, mix it back up. So Hannah, if you can pop your camera off for me, that would help. Thank you. So flipping back over, mix them around a bit. once they're flipped. Max, are you still here? Okay. Perfect. All right.
I think Joe needs to mix his around a bit.
Yeah, Joe, make sure yours is all mixed. All right, perfect. The next one I need is the 4 of clubs. Go. 4 of clubs, 4 of clubs. One at a time. Make sure they're one at a time, please. Four of clubs. Joe is in.
Oh my gosh.
Megs is in. Down to Brendan or Ty. Brendan's in. Right before Ty. Ty is out. Down to Megs, Brendan, and Joe. It's flip. Ty, if you can turn your camera off. Megs, Brendan, Joe, please flip your cards back over. Mix them all up. All right, in good shape. Next one is the King of Spades. Go, King of Spades. Megs is in very fast. Down to Brendan or Joe. Make sure it's one at a time, Brendan. Yep, good. Joe is in. I'm sorry, Brendan. You have been eliminated. So it's down to Megs versus Joe. Megs versus Joe. Please flip your cards back over, mix them up for the final round. I'm going to turn my camera off too, just so I can just have the two of you be more exciting that way. Flip them over, mix them up. All right. For the final round, I need the Queen of Hearts. Go. Queen of Hearts. Megs. Oh, Joe, Megs got it right before you had it. I'm sorry. Congratulations, Megs. I will give you a minute or two if you would like to decide if you are going to use the power of veto and take someone down. If you do so, Kayla will have to nominate someone in that person's place. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to decide if you want to chat with people, unless you already know your decision. Oh, she's turned off her camera. Okay. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to chat about the power of veto. And I'll be back in probably about 2 or 3 minutes. And congratulations, Megs, for winning the power of veto. That is correct. The nominees will not get to vote because they could only vote for each other. That is correct. I need more people on camera, please. I think I do anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that it? Is there 8 left? I don't remember anymore. All right, I think that's true. Perfect. So, Brendan, Joe, if either of you have anything you'd like to say to Meg publicly, you're more than welcome to do that now. Otherwise, we'll just get to Meg's and her decision.
Megs, congrats. Respect whatever decision you make. Do what's best for you.
Likewise, I agree with Joe.
Great. All right, Megs, what would you like to do?
I am going to leave Kayla's nominations and not use the veto.
Okay. So the only other wrinkle in the plan is that if either Brendan or Joe have a hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, you have to do that now. If either of you have one and you want to use it and use it now, Kayla will then have to put up a different nomination for the vote. So if either of you have a hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so before the voting happens.
Hey, Justin.
Yes.
I'm going to use mine, please.
Okay. Joe does indeed have a hidden immunity idol. So Joe will remove himself from the block with that idol. And so Kayla, that does mean that you do need to put up a new target. Sorry, not target. A new person on the block. I didn't mean target. A new person against Brendan.
I'll replace him with Kristen.
Okay, so it's now Kristen and Brendan. I will give you guys a few moments to strategize before we head to tribal council. Now that you know who the final nominees are, once again, you can only vote for Brendan or Kristen this round. And unfortunately, Brendan and Kristen, you are not able to use a hidden immunity idol at this point if either of you have one. So keep that in mind. But I'll give you guys a few moments to strategize on the vote.
just got to say that it could really be either of them right here. I predict that Rachel is going to be targeting Kristen, maybe Rachel and Megs. I don't know. Man, this really could be either one of them. The Big Brother round is a staple of Justin's Survivor Pandora game, and it's tricky. And good job, Joe, for having that idol in your pocket. I love seeing people's faces when an idol is played, and we had some pretty shocked faces when he pulled out that idol. So I bet he's doing some damage control right now. Man, it'll stink to see either of them go, but that's what's happening right now. See what happens.
All right, if everybody can please pop back on camera for Tribal Council. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. All right. It's a crazy, crazy game, and we're moving pretty fast. But I do want to give Brendan and Kristen a little bit of time here before we get to the vote. Is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to do to try to sway the votes? Now will be the time to do so. Brendan, I'll give you the shot first, since you were one of the original nominations. Anything you'd like to say, Brendan?
Hello, everyone. This is awkward. I was not expecting this, but I guess my pitch would be that I've caught some votes already, so I can be a scapegoat for you in a tie going forward. I think I could be a shield for some people in this game, and I'm basically begging for my life here. So if anybody wants to vote to keep me, I'm not going to go after you. So.
All right, Kristen, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, this is my nightmare. I didn't realize we had to do speeches. Super fun. No, I guess I would just say that I think I've performed pretty well on the challenges tonight. So keep that in mind. That hopefully I can pull through on the future challenges. And then if you save me tonight, I could save you in turn. And also, love you, Brendan, but you're in school. I'm sure you got classes and studying to do. So let's just cut this now and let you get back to studying.
If there's anything anybody else would like to say, now is kind of the open floor time at Tribal Council. All right, with that, we'll get to the vote. So please submit to me your vote privately in the Facebook chat. Please don't go anywhere though, because we got to move along pretty quickly. So please stay on camera if you can and stick around here. Once again, you can only vote for Brendan or Kristen. Make sure it's one of those two names, please. And we'll be back with the votes in just a moment. Once again, please don't go far. All right, if you have not voted, please make sure you send your votes as soon as possible. All right, if everybody can please pop back onto camera for me. 6, 7, 8. One more. It is Kayla. Perfect. All right. Once I read the votes, the person will be asked to leave Tribal Council immediately, head to Pandora's Island. We already dealt with the idol bit, so no idols are allowed to play at this point. So with that, I will read the votes. First vote, Kristen. Next vote, Brendan. Next vote, Kristen. Next vote, Brendan. 2 votes, Kristen. 2 votes, Brendan. Kristen. Brendan. 3 votes, Kristen. 3 votes, Brendan. 1 vote left. Final vote, Sorry, it's for Brendan. Sorry, Brendan, the tribe has spoken. You'll be heading to Pandora's Island.
Okay. Good game,
Sorry,
everybody.
buddy.
Please leave the
Bye.
zoo immediately. All right. And with that, we're going to give you guys a quick little strategy break, and I do need you to grab a pen and some paper. Just any pen and some paper. Just pen and paper of any kind. You got about 5 minutes. So 9.
Does it need to be blank paper? Because that might not exist in my house.
Like lined paper is fine. Just something that you can write on that I can see if you hold up something. Yep.
You can do that.
All right, if everybody can pop back on camera with your pen and paper, please. We're gonna plow right through. Plow right through. Oh wait, hold on. While we're doing that, I have to do a quick thing I forgot about. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. All right. So, that's still there. You guys should be able to see my screen. So this next challenge is called Touchy Subjects. So everyone's going to start with, I'll actually do this and share that. So everyone's going to start with 5 lit torches. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you questions about fellow players in the game, currently in, or those voted out. You'll have 10 seconds maximum to write down an answer. That every answer will always be a player's name. You're then going to reveal your answer to the camera at the same time when I say to reveal it. Your goal is to be in the majority. So you want to write what you think is the most popular answer, not necessarily what you think. And also the answer can be yourself. So you're more than welcome to write your own name down if you need to. Everyone who is in the majority will earn the right to extinguish 1 torch of another player. Okay, so you will be doing some damage in this challenge. Once all your torches are extinguished, you are out of the challenge. If there is no clear majority, like a 4-4 split in this case, that question will be void and we'll just move on. Once we are down to 2 players, then everyone plays again, regardless of how many torches they have lit. Everyone plays again because obviously with 2 players, there can be no majority. So everyone will play those final rounds. We'll continue to play until all questions are complete or only 1 player is left standing with torches. Final player will win immunity. Everybody else obviously vulnerable at tribal council. If multiple players are standing after that last question is read, I think I have about 14 questions or so, whoever has the most torches still lit will win. Make sense? So once again, you're going to write a name down of a person, and then I will ask you to reveal all at the same time. So please do not show your answer until I say so. And then please keep your answers held up until I ask you to take them down. So I do this piece, the second piece. All right. So here are all your beautiful torches. They are in no particular order. It just happened to be right when I looked down and saw the different chips I have with you guys. In terms of who will extinguish what torch, I will put your names in a bag if you're in the majority, and I will pull you out randomly one at a time. Okay. And then you will do that. So the first question: which player still in the game, so one of you 8, has the biggest personality? Who has the biggest personality? 10 seconds. Be in the majority. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't reveal yet. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I can't see everybody. Hold on. There we go. All right, reveal. Tie is the majority. So everybody except for Kayla and Ty. Everybody except for Kayla and Ty. Not Brendan. He was just out. I should have 6. Great. Okay. I've got to here. All right. So think about whose torches you are going to extinguish. First to draw blood will be Megs. Megs is the first to draw blood. Megs, who would you like to extinguish? Ooh. Megs, are you there?
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. I'll pick Ty.
Chris.
I'll go with Ty as well.
Try to have your names ready so we can move this along as quickly as possible. Matt.
I'm going to do Rachel.
Rachel. Oh, there you go.
I'll do one on Matt.
Okay. You can try to have your names ready, guys. No worries. Joe?
I'm going to do Kayla. Sorry, Kayla.
And Hannah.
I'll be Kayla as well.
Perfect. All right. Copy that. Next question is, which player voted out of the game so far do you think was the biggest threat to win? You remember who's been voted out of the game. Which player voted out of the game so far do you think was the biggest threat to win? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody ready and reveal? We've got the majority is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Susan. So everybody let Susan leave them up. Susan leave them up. Susan leave them up. That is Kayla, Megs, Ty, Hannah, and Rachel. Okay, now I do the next slide. First to draw blood in this round, Kayla.
I'm gonna go Joe.
Go. Next one up, Megs.
Also Joe.
Next one up is Ty.
I'll take one from Kristen.
Hannah.
Also gonna say Kristen. Sorry.
And last but not least, Rachel.
I'm gonna do Kristen.
All right. Next question. Which player still in the game has surprised you the most so far? Which one has surprised you the most so far? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reveal. Kayla, we got 3, 4 Kaylas. That is the majority, so keep them up if you got Kayla. So that's Kayla, Megs, Hannah, and Rachel. Kayla, Megs, Hannah, Rachel. Okay. Hannah, you are first to draw blood on this round.
Kayla.
Rachel. Name after Rachel.
I'm sorry. Joe.
This one is Megs.
Joe again.
Joe again. Joe down to his final torch. Kayla, you're last.
Joe.
Sorry, Joe, you are out of the challenge. We will not need you to participate until we get to the final round. Next up, which player still in the game would you most like to meet in person? Who would you most like to meet in person?
This is the hardest question. Yeah, this is hard.
Oh, they get harder. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal.
Aww.
Kristen, did you have an answer? And we've got Meg.
It says Megs.
Yeah. Kristen, Hannah, Rachel, Matt. Kristen, Hannah, Rachel, Matt. All right.
That should have been like best top 3.
Matt, you are first to draw blood. You might be on mute, but
Do one on Hannah.
and up next is Kristen.
I will go Rachel.
Next is Rachel.
I'm gonna do Megs to keep it even-ish.
And Hannah.
I'll do Matt.
That's going. Next question, and they will get harder. Which player left in the game or voted out? So anybody in this cast would do best on the real show Survivor. Who would do best on the real show Survivor? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reveal. We've got 4 ties, 2 Megs, so ties, correct. So Megs, Hannah, Rachel, and Kristen. Hannah, you were up first.
I'll do tie.
Next is Kristen.
Hi.
Next is Rachel.
I'm gonna do tie.
All right, Ty, you are out of the challenge. And Megs.
I'm gonna fire back at Rachel.
Next question. Which player left in the game is the biggest threat to win? Who is the biggest threat to win? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Looks like it is Kayla. Everybody except for Matt says Kayla. So we've got Kristen, Hannah, Rachel, Matt, Kayla. Megs, did you get that one right too? Can you hold them up again? Those Megs?
Yeah, not Matt.
Not Matt, not Matt. Sorry.
I just crossed mine out. Sorry. It's tequila.
So everybody except for Matt, right? Okay. All right. Slider is so slow. Okay, there we go. First one up, Hannah.
Guess I gotta do Kayla after that. Sorry.
Next one is Rachel.
I'll do Kayla too. Sorry, Kay.
Kayla's out. Megs.
Matt.
Kristen.
I guess I'll go Hannah. Sorry, Hannah.
And Kayla.
Good Hannah.
Next question. Which player still in the game thinks they are in complete control of the game? Who thinks they are in complete control of the game? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal. We got a lot of tie. Everybody except for Matt. Once again, Kristen, Hannah, Megs, and Rachel. Kristen, Hannah, Megs, and Rachel. All right, up first is Kristen.
Hannah. Sorry.
And Hannah.
Kristen.
And Megs.
I'll take Kristen out. Sorry.
And Rachel.
Hannah.
Okay, so we're down to Megs, Rachel, and Matt. Megs, Rachel, and Matt. Next is, which player left in the game do you trust the least? Which player left in the game do you trust the least? So I want answers from Megs, Rachel, and Matt. Which player do you trust the least? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Joe out of Matt and Megs. 40. Sorry, Rachel. Matt, you have first blood.
I'm going Megs.
And I'm going Matt.
What happened? Did I copy the wrong slide? What did I do here? I did. That's all right.
I know, I'm totally still in.
Yeah, I copied the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I was like, something's weird. Okay, let's do that round again. What did you say, Matt?
I said Megs.
Okay, perfect. And Megs, did you say Matt?
Sure did.
All right. Perfect. All right, next question. Which player left in the game would you most want to be stranded on an island with? So that's left in any, it doesn't have to be those three. Who would you most want to be stranded on an island with? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Hannah, Megs, Kayla. No decision, no blood. It's nice to know. All right, next question. Which player left in the game deserves their own reality show? Any of these 8, who deserves their own reality show? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Rachel, Kristen, Hannah. Still no decision. All right, we move on. Next question. Which player left in the game is the most flirtatious or is most likely to use flirtation to get ahead in the game? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Kristen, Matt. All right, we got one. Rachel and Matt. Right, Matt.
Chris working with me so many times, guys.
Oh yes, I'm doing it every day.
All right. All right. First to draw blood is Matt.
Megs.
Megs. And Rachel?
Matt, his flirting didn't work.
All right. Down to Megs and Rachel. Okay, so everybody plays in the next round until we have our winner. I think we have a few questions left. Next up is, everybody's going to play this round. Which player still in the game has been the most honest? So everybody answers that. It's only Meg's and Rachel's answers that really matter, but everybody answers. They want to be in the majority with the rest of you. Megs and Rachel, but everybody answers. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal. Megs, Rachel, Kristen, Hannah, Rachel, Kristen, Hannah, Megs, Rachel, Kristen. I don't think we have a majority, right? 2, 2, 2. Yep. Okay, no majority. Great. Moving on. Next question. Which player still in the game has been the most shady? Who's the shady biz? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal the shady biz. Everyone says tie except for Kayla and Matt. So Megs and Rachel, you both get it right.
I was noticing a trend here.
So you both will get a torch removed because that's all you can do. So what it basically means is one of you has to get it right, one of you has to get it wrong in the next two. Otherwise, we will look through time. So first. All right. Which player still in the game has made the biggest move so far? Who has made the biggest move so far? Out of these 8, who has made the biggest move so far? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, reveal. All right. Kayla is the majority. You both got it right, though. So we move on to one more question. If not you, who do you hope wins this game? If not you, who do you hope wins this game? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reveal, everyone. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3 Megs, 4. We got 4 Megs and Matt. Christian, you've got to pick one. You got to pick one of those. You can't do that. You're gonna do Megs. Of course you are, because it's gonna be even. Rachel and Megs. So what that means, Megs and Rachel, you will now both be immune at the next tribal council. So you are both immune. Because the tiebreaker was whoever got more votes in the Who Do You Hope Win, and you guys both got the same amount of votes in that even. So there's no tiebreaker. So you will both be immune at the next tribal council. So congratulations, Rachel and Megs cannot be voted out. That took a little longer than we expected. So I'll give you a couple minutes of strategy time. But we will head into tribal council very shortly. So please don't go very far. I'll give you maybe like 3 minutes. All right.
Okay. That touchy subject was everything. It revealed so much. And now whoever lasts until next episode is like, whoever is still in this game after tonight's episode is over, they're going to have a whirlwind of a week that these things have been revealed. So Ty got like most of the negative answers. Joe got the second most negative answers. So Joe feels awful. Ty feels awful. Maybe not awful, but he feels like those two feel like they're going home. But you know who else feels like they might be going home? Kayla. Kayla got a lot of the who do you think is playing the best? Or like she got a lot of those like who's made the biggest move? I don't really remember right now off the top of my head. But Kayla got a ton of those, and I think I said earlier that like she has a huge target on her back. And I love watching them get rid of their torches. It was awesome. So like, but then on top of that, it also reveals alliances probably. Like we've said earlier that Megs, Rachel, and Matt are in a tight 3 alliance. And who was the last 3 playing? Megs and Rachel are the final 2 in this challenge. And who would you like to see win this game? The answers were tied between Megs and Rachel. Like, this is insane. And like, is this a Dom Wendell situation where the 2 of them are working really well together? And you don't know who's going to win? Do they need to take each other out? They're both immune.
All right, just need one more, I think. Perfect. All right, welcome to your next tribal council. Winding down towards the end of the night. Of course, we're not done yet. But we'll be done pretty soon. Just a couple of quick questions because I do want to move pretty fast, but I will go, well, I'll go with Matt. Why not Matt? I haven't talked to Matt lately. Matt, anything about that challenge that kind of piqued interest or that you learned that you didn't quite know before?
I'm not sure, because like I know at least a couple of them I was answering strategically, like I wasn't what I actually thought. So I don't know how many people were doing that as well. So like that is the big key to that. I think there could be some information in there that people unwittingly put out. So I did pay attention to most of the answers, but it's just trying to wade through what is like a serious answer or what was like someone trying to put something out there strategically.
Right. Ty, how about for you? There were some answers that were Ty, and anything that might be revealing, and also the order in which people went out and the torches that were getting snuffed.
Yeah, I think that's how this challenge is designed, is to kind of reveal things, like who might be, working together, who everyone doesn't trust. So yeah, I think I am a little nervous because I got a lot of the bad, like naughty answers. But I'm hoping it was just part of the game, and like people know they can trust me that I've given my word to, and my voting history shows that, and people still want me around.
All right. With that, if anybody would like to say anything, now's the time to do so before we vote. Feel free to unmute yourselves if you would like to. Nope. Okay, cool. Please submit your vote to me over private Facebook Messenger as you have in the past, as soon as possible. And just a reminder, you cannot vote for Rachel, you cannot vote for Megs. All right, if you can get back on camera for me. All right. Once I read the votes, I'll ask the person to leave the tribal council area immediately, head over to Pandora's Island. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. I think that's a no. Okay. All right, first vote is Kayla. Kristen. 1 vote Kayla, 1 vote Kristen. Kayla. 2 votes Kayla, 1 vote Kristen. Kayla. 3 votes Kayla, 1 vote Kristen. Kayla. 4 votes Kayla, 1 vote Kristen. Next vote is for Kayla. Kayla with 5 votes, that is enough. The rest of the votes will remain a mystery. But the tribe has spoken, and you'll now head over to Pandora's Island. Thanks so
Bye,
much.
guys.
All right. Give me 1 second. All right. So with that, we're going to head into one final immunity challenge for the night. I'm going to skip that because we're running late. All right. So this is called Survivor Scramble. And here's how it's going to work. I'm going to show you a word or a phrase that has been scrambled. All of these words or phrases are related to the game of Survivor. Your goal is to unscramble it and type the correct word or phrase into the main Zoom chat first. So once again, we're going to use the main Zoom chat. Make sure you do it to everyone. I will show you an example. Answer here. Okay. So all your answers are going in there. You can only answer once, and spelling counts. So if you spell it incorrectly, it will not count. You can only answer once. So keep that in mind. Make sure your spelling is good. Check those autocorrects, autocompletes, all that. The amount of letters in each word will be consistent with the correct answer, but the letters can be in either word, part of any word. So what I mean is if it's a 2-word phrase, the amount of letters that are in those 2 scrambled words are correct. The letters can be in either of the 2 words. I hope that makes sense. It's a little hard to explain, but just know that the number of letters in each word will be consistent with your answer. All right. Each answer you guess correctly scores you a point. First player to score 3 points wins immunity. If no one can unscramble the word within 3 minutes, dear God, let's hope that's not the case, then I'll read a hint aloud, but everyone's smart, so we're going to get them all. Does anybody have any questions before we start? No. Great.
Wait, sorry, Justin, do we just type it in the chat here, you said?
Main Zoom chat, yeah, where I wrote answer here, make sure it's to everyone. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure it's in there. And it will go by who I see first. I know sometimes it depends on things, but it's whoever I see first. I can do a screenshot if no one believes me, but I'm usually honest. So first to 3 points, all right? So let me get my answer here. All right. First one is live now. Joe is correct first with immunity challenge. Oh, that's 1 point. Next one is live now. Hi, correct. It's Tribal Council.
So scramble, I gotta pay attention.
All right.
I'm not on mute.
Next word is live. As you might have guessed, they will get harder. 1.5 minutes left before I give a hint. Tie, correct, with secret advantage. That's tie. Next one. So Ty, you got 2, you just need 1 more. Next one is up now. Ty, correct, with Alliance. Congratulations, Ty, you have 1 immunity. Don't need to do any of the rest of them. I prepared so many, I'm very sad. Congratulations, Ty. You have 1 immunity, cannot be voted out at this next tribal council. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes, not too long. So prepare to vote fairly shortly. All right, if everybody can please pop on video if you're not on video. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 1 more. Who is it? It is Kristen. Kristen, please. Kristen, you out there?
Yes, sorry.
No worries. It is getting late, guys, and we have 1 more order of business this evening, so I'm going to get right to the point. If there's anything would like to say at tribal council before we get to the vote, now is your time to do it. Is there anything anyone would like to say at tribal council? Wide open. No? All right. Let's get to the vote. Please submit your votes to me as quickly as you can, please. If you have not voted, please submit your vote ASAP. All right. Once I read the votes, the person will be asked to leave. No, don't leave. Tribal Council just yet. Stick around for a minute. Why don't you? First vote, Kristen. Next vote, Joe. Next vote, Kristen. Next vote, Kristen. Next vote, Kristen. Kristen with 4 votes, that is enough. I'm sorry. Don't go anywhere though. You stay right there. Because, as you might imagine, it's time to get another quick visit from Pandora's Island. So you'll now see all of your friends that you voted out of the game rejoining the Zoom.
Oh, geez.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So to catch everyone up, Kristen was just voted out at the last Tribal Council and is joining you all on Pandora's Island. So we have Kristen, Bill, Brendan, John, Donna, Tom, Ed, Crystal, Casey, Kayla. Is that everyone? I think so. That are all back fighting for the last chance to re-enter the game from Pandora's Island. So you will rejoin the 6 that are still in the game as the final 7 moving on to the next episode. For those of you who are still in the game, I know it's 10:30, so if you want to depart, you're welcome to. I'll update you on who returns to the game, but if you want to stick around and watch, you're more than welcome to do that too. But we'll make this pretty quick. This challenge should go pretty quick. So the re-enter challenge is called Tower of Hanoi. And so it's kind of a puzzle, and I'm going to send you a link to it as I did last time. It consists of 3 rods and a number of discs in different sizes, which can slide onto any rod. So the puzzle starts with 5 discs in a neat stack on one rod like this. And the objective of the puzzle is to move the entire stack from rod A to rod C, but you have to obey some specific rules. Only 1 disc can be moved at a time. Each move consists of taking the upper discs from one of the stacks and placing it on top of another stack or onto an empty rod. And no larger disc may be placed on top of a smaller disc. So you're trying to get all the discs from A to C. You can only move one at a time, placing it onto a stack or a rod, and it can't be bigger than the one that's below. Once you've completed the puzzle, you're going to send me a screenshot of the completed puzzle or the completed screen and post it in the Pandora's Island chat, the same chat, the Pandora's Island chat. So actually, Chris and I can add you to that. Sure, I do that. I want to do that now so I don't forget. Kristen. So Kristen, you should have that chat now as well. Hi, Kristen. So you're going to post the screenshot in that chat. So you can take a photo with your phone, you can screen grab your screen, whatever is easiest for you and your technology. And I will post the link to the puzzle in Pandora's as well, in Pandora's Island chat as well. So the first player to complete the puzzle will re-enter the game. Do we have Susan too? I know Susan was going to play.
I was
Susan,
just checking the chat. I don't see anything from her.
No, she doesn't see anything from her either.
Did anyone hear from her?
She's been, we were talking, and no, she wasn't on our chat.
And just ping her. We'll see if she joins. I'll give her a minute or two while we ask about any questions. I know I'm running a little late, so she might have given up. See. Any questions on the puzzle and how it works with the challenge? Now, I will say when I send you the link, it's a little bit, it's like a kid's website. So you have to like click start. I'm just gonna do it really quick for a minute. So you're gonna click start and then start again and then click OK. And you might get a little bit of music. You might and you'll start with 5 discs, just go with that, the puzzle. So you gotta just click through start, OK, and then go. Now, let me just check in on Susan.
You're gonna put the link in the Pandora's Island chat?
Correct, yes, that's where I'll put it. This painter. And last but not least, Pandora's box has been opened. And John, you will get a 15-second head start on the puzzle for Pandora's box advantage. So keep that in mind. John, I'll send it to you privately first. You'll have 15 seconds on the clock before I send the link to anyone else. Let me just double check on Susan one more time. If anyone's privately chatting with Susan, you want to ping her, feel free. Not that you want more competition in the game, but.
Yes, and she had mentioned at the start of the night that it was storming where she was and she was having some connection. She was worried about connection issues.
Okay. All right. We might just have to push along without her. I did say in Pandora's Island that we wait a little bit, but not too long. So for those of you that are competing to come back in, do you have any questions on how this works? Reviewing the rules. The game shouldn't allow you to put a disc somewhere you can't, so it should be pretty obvious if you're breaking one of the rules. Does anybody have any questions? So you just want to do a screen grab once it is complete. So John, I will chat you first. It's the link. All right. Well, I feel bad for Susan, but we're gonna have to go along. So Pandora's Island folks, be ready. I'll put that in the chat after John's 15-second head start. And that is going to start in just a second, unless anybody has any questions. Last chance for questions. Nope. Great. John, your time starts now. All right, that's the head start. So I'm now putting the link in for everyone else. So you should click the link. Remember, you gotta click start, okay, I think. There might be some music that pops on, so you may want to mute yourselves. I don't want everyone to be popping. And let me know if you have any start with 5 discs. That's all you need to do.
Wait.
But so once you're complete, just make sure you take a screenshot of the complete screen. Or take a photo with your phone, put it in the Pandora's Island chat. John has got it. Congratulations, John. Paid off.
Way to go, John.
And
My heart rate.
so congrats, John. You will join the other 6 as part of the final 7 going into our episode next Tuesday. For all the rest of you, thanks so much for spending your time on Pandora's Island. I hope you had a great time. I will invite all of you to rejoin for the finale next week. If you'd like to sit in on Final Tribal Council as an audience member, you are more than welcome to, and kind of join us as we crown our winner. So I'll send you the link for that. Just ask you to join and stay muted, stay off camera until I invite you to turn everything on. But I will invite you guys to watch if you'd like. But thank you so much. You are now departing from Pandora's Island. You will no longer need to set up camp there, get back on the boat, head on home. But thank you all so much. And congrats to our final 7. We will head into episode 4 next Tuesday. It is our finale. 7 of you will become either the final members or continue to be members of the jury. For those of you who have made the jury, I think you know at what point the jury started. I'll start a jury chat upon Ponderosa. You are more than welcome to chat all up in that as much as you'd like about the game, as you would on the Real Survivor, and kind of talk to each other about how the game went for you. So Kristen and Kayla, I believe, are our first jury members. So I'll start the jury chat with the 2 of you, and then we'll add more jury members as we go. But please, Kristen, do not communicate with anybody left in the game. And Pandora's Island folks, please do not communicate with anybody in the game until after the finale. But that's that. Thank you all so much.
Good luck, everyone.
Right. Good luck, all. Good job.
We'll pop in next week.
All right. Thanks all. Have a great night. Sorry we're a little late, but have a good week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, all. Wow.